Hey there, I'm going to jump on and show you guys some of the exercises that I do to work on my core stability. It's really important if we're going to be doing any kind of movement or exercise that we start with that foundation. In order to have efficient movement, we have to have that ability to stabilize our body and move from that place. And so these are some of the exercises I do, and really important to take the time to work through some of these before you jump into trying to go back to jogging or doing the elliptical or any kind of free weights, anything like that, to really have a good understanding of how to engage your abdominals and brace your body in a position of stability. And so one of the best ones that you can do, I call all fours alternate arm and leg extension exercise. And so in order to do this, you're going to place your hands directly under your shoulders, knees right under your hips, and you want to get your back in a good neutral position right here. I do this exercise a lot with my kids in physical therapy, and we like to pretend like we're coffee tables, and then I'm trying to set my cup of coffee on top of them, and I don't want them to spill it. And so I do a lot of pushing them around and trying to make sure that they can maintain this position without swaying or letting their back drop into this position. And so your abdominals are connected from your rib cage to your pelvis, so this is a lengthened position, we're trying to shorten them and contract them and engage them, kind of like putting on your God-given brace right here. And so in order for this exercise to work, you need to engage your abdominals and hold this position. So go ahead and just try that a few times where you're just bringing it up and holding. Okay, there's where you're letting go, here's engaging, okay? And so you should feel that contraction going on through the whole exercise. So once you have that engaged, you're going to try to add some movement. Again, in order to add movement, we have to be able to have this foundation. I can do this all day long, and I'm not engaged right here. I'm not putting on my brace. And so that leads to a little bit of wear and tear on our back when we do that. And so I'm going to engage and hold right here, keep my coffee table firm and flat and level so that I don't spill that coffee. And then I'm going to slowly move from that place. My left hip is really tensing and engaging to help me stabilize. And then I can add the arm. And as long as my coffee table is staying in place and my cup's not spilling, I can hold that position and then bring it back down. Make sure I'm still engaged before I try it on the other side. Bring up the other arm. Okay? If you feel yourself swaying or you're having trouble holding that contraction, you can do a modified position where you just lift your leg a little bit. You can even just do leg alone and not add the arm yet. And just alternate to the other leg. Again, I've got my hips are tensing and stabilizing, my abdominals are stabilizing right here. It's a really slow work. We don't want to do this fast. We do the same thing, just one arm at a time. Just trying to hold that cup and not let it spill. If you want to really challenge yourself, go ahead and put something on your back. Maybe not hot coffee though. And then, as you practice that, again, the goal would be to get to where we can extend them both, maintain that spinal balance, and then switch to the other side. And what I usually do is I'll set a timer for about 60 to 90 seconds, and I'll just work on this until the timer goes off, and then I'll switch to another exercise. I'm not rushing, I'm not trying to do so many repetitions necessarily. I'm focusing on the ability to stabilize with the movement. And so that's the goal. The other exercises that you can do that are really good for this, you can do a forearm plank. Got my elbows right under my shoulders. Get out on my toes. And again, I'm not going to let myself drop. I'm going to come here. Almost a little high is better than too low. So I'm engaging my abdominals. If you haven't done this in a while, you may not do it longer than 5 or 10 seconds without starting to sag. That's okay. Then take a break. And then you can go back and try it again. Okay. Engage those abdominals. Again, holding up here, not letting it drop. When it gets easy, you can add a little rocking to it. And then come back down and take a break. If you start to feel any strain in your back, you want to stop. So just kind of, that's how you can tell how many seconds you need to hold it. You want to feel the abdominals working. You don't want to feel the back extensor starting to strain and doing the work instead. So that's a good one to do. Again, you can just, count 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and do several repetitions. Just monitoring your body and progressing slowly with that. Then just plank on your hands. Might actually be a little easier on your shoulders if you've had any shoulder issues in the past. If you're currently having shoulder issues, we probably need to do different exercises. So hands here, feet behind you. Again, we want to be, neutral is nice if we can do this, but you probably need to start more in this position. Really feel those abdominals engaging, okay? You can add some rocking forward and backward. You can bring your feet apart and do a little bit of side-to-side rocking. Again, watch this if that causes any pain in your shoulders. This is a little bit more mobility with the pelvis tending to move, so be careful of that one. Make sure that you've got the ability to really stabilize before you try that. Again, I'm starting to feel some tightness going on in my back, so I'm going to stop. You can add a stretch in between here where we bring our hands out, the child's pose stretch, and just drop back, drop your butt to your heels, and kind of round up that back. I'm coming around so I can show you another way. So after we've stretched here, you can bring your hands to the side. You'll get a little bit more stretch along the left side. And just hands still, dropping my butt. And going to the other side and dropping. And you can also reach over the top. I got my hand on the opposite knee here. So those are a couple good ones. Let me show you one more. This is called a 90-90 hip lift. So you can, if you can see my legs here, I've got my heels up on top of the couch. I want my hips and knees to be at a 90-90 position. Okay. You can either put your heels on top of a couch or a step stool, or you can place your feet against the wall. Just trying to get that position. Then you're going to grab a pillow or a ball or something to put between your knees. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is to engage your abdominals again by flattening your back against the ground. You're going to let your pelvis, you'll feel your pelvis roll backwards. I tell the kids in my clinic to smash a ladybug under their back. And again, you're thinking about, when you lay here relaxed, your rib cage is probably going to be raised up. We're trying to bring our rib cage down and bring it closer to our pelvic bone, a little pointy pieces on your hips, okay? And so bringing it together, okay? Engaging those abdominals. So if here's your rib cage and here's your pelvis, we're bringing it together, okay? And then you'll feel that back flatten on the floor. And then you're gonna squeeze your knees, squeeze that pillow, and then you're gonna raise your hips and do that hip lift. Doesn't have to be really high, just get it off the ground a little bit. And then in this position, we're gonna take 5 breaths. So we're gonna inhale for 5, hold it, and then exhale for 5. Exhale should actually be a little bit longer than your inhale, so let's go. When you exhale, you want to really let go of the tension in your shoulders. You'll feel everything kind of in your rib cage letting go. Just kind of let that tension go, other than holding and engaging the abdominals and the leg muscles that you're engaging. And then relax. And I usually do about 5 repetitions of that. So 5 breaths for 5 repetitions. So those are some great ones to start with. And I'll jump on and share more at a later time. If you have any questions, just leave a comment.